the first thing you want to tell me, I didn't see this. I must be under a rock.
Oh, you are.
This is like a big deal, and I'm not privy to it.
To me, as an ECW fan, this is a sacred piece of our lineage as an ECW fan. And I look back to 2 weeks ago when all these great ECW stars appeared on WWE programming, and Tony Khan said, you know what? Hold my frickin' beer. Because Tony Khan acquired the rights to November Rain for AEW's upcoming Full Gear event. And they debuted on Saturday night an 8-minute epic, full-blown ECW style November Rain music video to hype up their Full Gear event.
Well, the one thing you can say is at least they didn't call it November Rain. They kept it Full Gear. So at least they didn't change the name to November Rain. But why did they have to copy? Why couldn't they do an original idea?
Yeah. I mean, speak his words. I can't wait for you all to see the AEW Full Gear November Rain video world premiere on TNT tonight. Thanks to Guns N' Roses, AEW fans, wrestlers, and staff who made tonight's AEW Full Gear November Rain video possible. Why? Because he's an ECW fan. He wants to show everybody. WWE brought it back for one night. Well, I'm going to take one of the most sacred things in the history of the company, the November Rain. Literally look forward to the damn music video every freaking year. And he goes, you know what? I'm going to do it. And he goes and buys the rights to the damn song for this year's Full Gear. I was shocked. I got to be honest with you. That is a checkmate right there.
But he didn't even acknowledge ECW. He didn't even say, like, this is an homage to ECW. This is a throwback to ECW. Remember when ECW did this first in 1990, whatever year it was? Like, there was no reference to it. Right?
There was not, but it's AEW being the fans' promotion. It's a if you know, you know kind of post.
Did anybody mention it in the comments?
In the comments quickly. Let's see. Oh, this guy said hard pass. That one's kind of sad. Ooh. That's kind of mean. Let's see. Thank you. Let's go.
Here's a question for you, and this will show what's different about the videos. Does Tony Khan go back to Guns N' Roses in the video, or is it strictly wrestling? Because when we did ours, Paul would show a little bit of the video and then go to us and then go to the video. Do you remember that?
That was one of my favorite parts because, again, at the time, that was how you would see the video too, because the video wasn't played all the time. No, he does not. It's just strictly the wrestling.
Okay, so that's different.
It's 8 minutes and 57 seconds of the wrestling.
Just the boys, just wrestling.
Right.
No Axl Rose, no Slash, no nothing.
No.
Okay. All right.
This is, again, this is not a old versus new. It's just I just think the presentation of the way that the ECW crew did it was just different. It hit different.
Yeah.
This was just, to me, the video packages they run on Collision or Dynamite, or hell, if WWE had it, it'd be the same way. It'd be just the same way they have it on WrestleMania or SummerSlam.
Yeah.
It's just something about the raw nature of, the dark shadow of Heyman. You know what I mean? Like, no lighting. It was dark shadow of Heyman yelling at the camera.
Yeah, I get it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to have to go back and watch this, but I think a major difference is the way that Paul did. I told you before, when I used to go to the studio to watch Paul edit the show, he would literally sit there with the knob in his hand and time either a bump or a punch with a drum beat to the music that he was playing for the video package.
Right.
So in these November to Remember videos, the way he went back and forth, that has something to do with the feeling that you feel as well. Because there's certain beats or certain riffs of the guitar or, the drums or whatever that match up with what the guys and the girls are doing in the
Yes.
ring.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that made it like you felt it. That's the one thing I always said to Paul that was so cool. I'm just like, I'm watching you with holding that knob, turning it 1, 2, maybe 3 dials, 4 dials, boom. And as soon as you heard that thump, somebody would go crashing through a table, or the cymbals would crash and somebody would take a clothesline. It was timing with the music. He was a genius when it came to stuff like that. And I used to sit there in awe and just watch him sync up our bodies with the music.
Yeah.
And
It's an art.
and it made it so special. It made it extra fun to watch. So maybe that's something that's lacking with this video. Because you hear, like, I only watched a minute, but you heard the music in the background, but it's all voiceovers. You're not
Yes.
hearing any of the lyrics.
And that's a major production like pet peeve of mine is when somebody talks over voices. It's very hard for the person digesting the audio is to hear talking over talking. That's very hard. And if somebody listening to this on our audio feed hears, I very rarely ever have us talking over audio when we come back from a commercial, because you can't hear Francine welcoming you back from a commercial over lyrics of a song. That's just something that you have to know. So it's Guns N' Roses. Don't get me wrong. You know the song, but you are now trying to hear what's John Moxley saying? Like, now you hear two things going, and it's also very low. So did Guns N' Roses say you have to play us at this decibel? You can't play us past a certain volume, It's
Right.
weird.
I mean, as cool as it is for Tony to, I guess, acknowledge us without acknowledging us, it's a different vibe so far from what I'm seeing. So if I had to pick one, I would pick up. Yeah, I know.
You got that yelling at you for a minute and a half.
Oh yeah, I've experienced that face in my face before, so I know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it and see what the vibe is, But again, we were doing things that no one else in the industry was doing, or they would do it after we did it and get the credit because they were on a larger scale than we were, and more people saw it. You know what I mean? Paul was doing things that were unthinkable, and that's what made us so cool.
Yeah, you know this part of the video?
I do.
Anybody know this? Look at this.
I do.
Oh my gosh. See, and then there it goes.
And yes. Just see the way he flashes back and forth. Boom.
All mine.
I mean, it's
I'm sorry, if you watch some of these the ECW ones, I mean, I'm sure for you it's going to be the memory machine going back and forth. Oh my god, they have some beauty shots of the triple threat in the 97 and 98 one. Oh my god, when they're building up Shane and Bam Bam and they show like the breaking up of the triple threat and they show you guys in like slow motion and
yeah.
Oh my god, beautiful. It just is like it's like art.
Yeah, I don't sit there and watch matches from back in the day, although there's somebody on X called Diva Crave that have been tagging me in full matches. So I've been watching them, and there's certain things that I'll literally get chills or goosebumps thinking back to either like the buildup of what we did or watching us perform. And it's like, I don't experience that often because I haven't watched any of the stuff, but November Rain, if I go back and watch those videos, I might cry. I might literally cry. I know the goosebumps will come up. That was just, we looked forward to that every year. Like that was the big WrestleMania moment. Like, you know what I mean? Like the November Rain videos, we could not wait to see who made the cut, who was in the video, what spots did they use? You know what I mean? Because that was everybody talked about November Rain. That was the coolest montage of everything that was leading up to the pay-per-view. Like everybody loved that. And we loved it. And we worked there. We're marking out for ourselves in the video. You know what I mean? Like that was so cool. So to look back on those, I feel like I might get emotional and I might literally cry.
Would like an update on that if that happens.
Personally, they're crying. They were cool, man. I don't know, but I'll check out the AEW one. I probably won't get the same feeling, you know, but who knows? I might like it. I might enjoy it. I'm sure fans enjoy it.
I think you'll enjoy it. I will say that I enjoyed watching it, but then again, I held them to a different standard after I watched 6 other ones. But for what it's worth, and then to bring you up to speed on what they're doing and their stories, it will help you along the way. If you choose to watch the pay-per-view next week, it will help you with that, without a doubt. Because I'll tell you, I mean, now I'm intrigued a little bit, at least, about their main event. Okay. And I know the whole story because they bookended on the front and the back of the video. So I'll give them that. And you know what? Again, Tony saw what happened on NXT, and he said, "Hold my beer." So. Wow. Tip of the cap, or the tip for me, tip of the sunglasses.
You don't think that Tony had that idea before the NXT ECW collab was announced? You think that triggered him into doing something like that?
I would like to say yes, but I'm going to say no. So, only,
you know what would have been even more remarkable is if Tony included clips of us in the video.
Yeah, that would have been unbelievable.
I would have been like, hey, here we are again. Now we're on AEW TV. Great.
But it would have also been cool is if he had the guys that he's got, you know, on his roster, the ECW guys, do some sort of voiceover or something to it. That would have been cool.
Yeah, well.
But see, I'm not booking, so I don't get asked these questions.
No.